Hi everyone, welcome back to Tara's Take. Happy Mass Monday. So today we're going to make these cute little trifold pockets, booklets. I don't know what I called them in the original. You'll see it in the title. But they have a pocket inside. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to put them together. So if you have shorter paper, or if you want... Like I made this one from this type of paper. I pulled all those pages out of that little notebook my friend, this is a folder, gave me, and so I could use them in their double-sided. So I don't like that so much, but some of them have a cool second side, so I thought I could try those if I wanted. I'm not guaranteeing which ones I'll use. But these were made, this one was made from this paper, okay? So the reason the pocket, you'll see in a moment, is glued in like it is because it was made from the piece of paper that is smaller, okay? So when we're using a full piece of paper, you have more to work with, and there's going to be a couple of different ways we cut these and fold these to get a different effect. Hey Vanessa, look, I'm using some of the papers you sent me. Yay, I'm gonna try them. I really like these, and they're double-sided, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use these. They're fun. So cool, huh? They have this Artist's Paper Stamping Company on here, so I'll probably cover that when I decorate it. But other than that, and then I have a few 12 by 12s that I had cut down into 8.5 by 11s, and they're coffee dyed, so I'm going to use those if I make that many. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to grab this, and you know what, I'm going to fold it first before I cut it. I want this to be the outside, so this will be on the inside. And what we're going to do, this is the first one we're going to fold. Super easy. We're going to go ahead and just fold up so that we have a pocket. This part here in the center will be our pocket, and this is the first way to make these, okay? And then we're going to go like this, and when you go to the center, you're going to bring these together, and then you're going to bring one just slightly over the other, and you're going to go ahead and fold these down, okay? All right, got a little bit of cracking here. Probably should have. So now when this folds in, see, it's going to go like that. We're going to go ahead and trim this part off. I like to straighten these really good so that it's that flat surface again, so that when I cut it, I don't have as bad of a bumpy area. Of course, I'm going off because I'm in a shadow here. I'm probably gonna have to trim this slightly. Okay. And then you're gonna cut from this side. I moved my light. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's not as yellow. I don't have my smaller reading light on that I usually have because I moved my big light to right above me. However, the telephone stand is shadowing, and my scissors are shadowing being under there. That's why I'm trying to turn it a little bit so that I can see have better lighting right there. I'm going to keep adjusting this lamp until I get it right. Okay. All right, that's good enough. And now you'll see we have our pocket, okay? And if I don't think it's gonna hit, yeah, it's not going to. I wasn't really worried about it. It didn't the first video either. I noticed, I'll show you instead of trying to explain. I was gonna say if you wanted to, you could cut a little bit of a curve on here so that they don't bump, but it's not doing that, so we're good. No worries. Okay. Now you could at this point round your corners. You could do a thumb index here, whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead now. I was going to do this before at the beginning, but I changed my mind. we're just going to trim my little ragged edge off of here. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. There. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Thank you for these papers, Vanessa. And for everything. She's always blessing me. Little stinker. She always surprises me with Happy Mails out of nowhere. She's done that. She's given me 3 Happy Meals, but she's surprised me 2 out of the 3 times. And so I'm just like, all of a sudden I have a package and I go, what? It's my girl. I'm very grateful for her friendship. So then we're just going to glue that down. See how easy? Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and pick, let me see if I have any of my little cards that would match with this green. That peach is pretty. The purple's too bright. Let me see here really quick. I've got different things. This might look cute. And then I have a smaller one. I like these tuck-in closures for these, because you can just kind of just push that right in there, and they're so easy. So let me go ahead, and I'm not going to worry about distressing the inside of this or the outside right now, simply because it's that dark green. It's not really going to matter, but I am going to do this piece, and I think I might even, you know, make, because this isn't very wide, so I think I'll make a little bit wider piece that's going to tuck in to this piece. I think this brown looks good with the green, so hopefully you do too. Okay, it's very neutral, right? And we'll probably put either a pocket here, or I'll just put some type of decorative to cover up the name brand of the paper. But this is really easy. Okay, so what I do this side first, and I always darken the back just in case, because that little part's going to show, you know. But what I do is I'm going to go ahead, and I don't want a ton of this piece to tuck in to this piece, because it'll be more difficult to pull out. It just needs to be enough. It doesn't need to be too much. Remember that. So I'm going to flip this over because it looks like it should go that way. I'm going to have it hanging over by about 1/2 inch. Okay, kind of find my center there, about right there. So what I do is I put my glue on like this. Okay, and then I always rub it out a little bit so it doesn't spread when I'm doing a closure like this. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more. There we go. So we just have, and then find your center again and flip, do it this way because it's easier to lay this on top of it than to try and do it the other way. And find your center as well as you can. Okay, and just straighten it out. There we go. Okay. I had a little tip of glue, but it's good. Now, this one, I am going to put, I think it's, actually it is wide enough if I wanted to do it like that. So I'm going to go ahead, and this one does not need, oops, dang it, I didn't mean to bend that. This one does not need to be darkened on the back because this whole thing is going to be glued down. Okay, so what we're going to do is figure out how much of this we want to have tucked in so that we know where we're gluing from this point. Okay, so I'm just going to put the glue about there. I'm doing basically the same thing, but I am going along the edges on this one. Okay. And then like I did before, I'm just going to kind of smush that glue down a little bit. Okay. Make sure we're in there. We're good. So I'm going to hold this against this one, like so, just so I can kind of get a good idea of where I want to put it. There, just an approximation. There we go. And once this whole thing glues down, that'll stay tucked in, I hope. Don't make a liar of me. Don't make a liar of me, paper. See, okay. There we go. So now you have your little closure, and where I didn't do, I never can remember that word, where you indent the paper. What's it called? I don't do it enough, and I always forget, and I embarrass myself. Oh, anyway, there we go. So these are really cute. Look at that. So you have a nice wide pocket on the inside, and then you've got your flaps. You could, like I said, you could put more pockets here, or you could put some paper for, if it wasn't so blank, I'd say you could put paper to write on. You can decorate up here. You could even do a little mini pocket up here if you wanted to do a little tuck. You know, you could do little tuck spots, all kinds of stuff, whatever you think. You can, you know, you can open this and sew around the edges and, you know, give it that look. I mean, it's just full of possibilities, like all of our goodies. Let's go for another one now. Let's see here. I'm going to use one of these scrap pieces of paper. And this time we are going to, in fact, I think I'll fold this way first and then do my pocket. Okay. So we're going to take this. Now I want to measure, because this looks kind of wide. Approximately, I just want to make sure it's not at 5.5, because my pages are 5.5 inches wide. I don't want it wider than my page. So this is about 5 inches, or just slightly over. So if I want, I probably will go ahead and take a little bit off the length. I don't want it quite that wide. Okay, and I can keep that strip for something else. Now, let's try this again. This will be better, I think. And I'm just going to make sure one of them goes over. I usually like the one on my left to go over, like a book kind of thing. Hold that down and just press. Okay. Now, it is folded. I think actually, it looks like it's folded off a little. I think I might have cut it a little bit crooked. Not just now, but before. So, anyway. So now we're going to fold up and make our pocket. Okay. And this is going to be the second way. I am going to cut this a little differently this time, because we're going to leave a little bit of space right here so that when we tuck our pocket in, you'll see what I mean. We're going to have that kind of pocket that kind of folds out a little bit and gives us a little more room. Totally up to you. You can, in fact, I'm going to cut from this direction. So I'm going to give myself about a 1/4 of an inch or so, or a 1/2 inch, I mean, approximately. Okay, and then I'm going to, nope, I better do it this way. I'm getting a little adventurous there. Better be careful. And we're going to cut up. And again, I'll probably have to trim this a little bit better. We shall see. And then you are going to want to cut that little snip. Okay. And then again on this side, about the same. Okay. Goodness, I am shadowed. Oh, that is not good. I just went crooked. I felt it. All right. We'll see how crooked I went in a second when we close it. See, I can see it right there. I went crooked. Okay. All right, so now you have these little flaps, right? And you're going to go ahead. Oh, we better do this first. Guess what, you guys? Today in the mail, I have coming a re-inker for my walnut stain. If you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I ordered a walnut stain kit, like a set of re-inker and a new pad, probably, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. Well, and it came, and it was espresso. It was even on the old house. It was like 9-10 months ago. And when it came, it was a espresso coffee or whatever it's called, and ground espresso. Yeah. So I never got my walnut stain, and so I have it. Hopefully the re-inker will be correct and I'll get the right one today. Now I am going to trim because I'm noticing it's catching a little bit and it's kind of bugging me. So I'm just going to do a little miter here on this corner. Okay. And on this corner. You don't have to do this. I just happen to notice it's catching, so I don't want it to do that. It's annoying when I'm trying to fold it. We're just going to run some glue along this edge. If I can do it without shaking like a leaf. So today is Saturday for me, and Cordy is at work. You know, he works Monday through Friday normally. So, yeah. So I had a Saturday to myself. And I said, well, I'm going to wait and make my mess Monday on Saturday instead of earlier in the week. Okay, so we're closing good. Now, this one, if you do it like this, you'll have a little bit of roominess in your pocket. See, you've got a little give there, so you can fit a few more things inside your pocket. I personally like that. And try to remember when I have a chance. I'm going to have to hold this from back here to do that. Okay. So you can also remember to use thicker paper if you don't like the flimsiness. I kind of don't care either way. This one's made with thicker. This one's more like a magazine almost thickness. And maybe a little thicker than magazine. Yeah. And then this one is just a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that is like a Hobby Lobby, you know. And it's a thin one, but I like it. It's okay. Except I just cut it crooked. So let's try that. Let's try to even that out a little bit. Come on, Tara, you can do it. Probably should use my cutter. That'd be easier. How about we do that? That'll at least, even if it's at an angle, it will at least look straighter than my cut is looking right now. There we go. Let's do that. Sorry for the glare. Okay, we're going to take this about, will that still get it? Nope, we're going to go about halfway between. Oh my gosh, that thing skidded. Did you see that? It's because I wasn't holding it down. Okay, my fault. On my big cutter, I broke this off. Oh, I was so upset, you guys. So annoying. There, at least now that looks straight. Oops, so sorry. So sorry. All right. So there is number 2. Now, this one I'm going to do like I showed you in the beginning with one of these papers. Okay, because they're shorter. And you can also use, works really good for this, is Tim Holtz paper. If you have the, you know, the rectangular Tim Holtz paper, that is what I used in the first video. And that works really good. So you might, you know, want to try that. I really wish that was not on the back side of that because I really like that. Okay, that one's cute. If I did it from that. And then I could put the 50 cents on the inside sideways and have this as the front. Let's look at one where I like this piece. Let's see what the other side is. Oh, no, it's this. Is it the same? No, it's not. Cool. I think I'll do this one. I like that. Let's, oh, that one's cool too. Can't make up my mind. Big surprise, I know. So I'm going to grab my cutter again. I put it back and now I'm taking it out again. That's why I keep it right by my foot down against the side of my desk, and that way I think I'll go ahead and do a couple of these while I'm at it. I'm just taking off those little circles. Okay. All right. Now, all right, I want this on the outside, so I'm going to go ahead. Now with this one, we're not going to fold up. So this is our third style. We're not going to fold up with this one because it's not big enough. Unless you wanted to make it really short. I mean, you could fold it up, but your pocket's going to be like yay big. Or your booklet, whatever you want to call this. I think I'm going to call it a trifold pocket. I don't know. I'll have to look what I called it the first time. That would be best to rename it, or to name it the same thing again. This paper's a little bit thicker, so I'm being a little more cautious. And there we go. Oh, I really like that paper. That's pretty. That is from my friend Becky. Thank you, Becky. I know she is probably not going to be watching this channel, so she won't hear that, but I'll let her know at church tomorrow. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to use, if I can, I'm going to look here and see if any of these match or could go with this. Don't really like any of those. Let's see. I don't think this one will, but maybe. Actually, peach and that mint green do look nice together. That's why I did it here on this one, because if you look, the inside of this one is green, and the peachy color looks okay with it, even though I cut the pocket really crooked. I was hurrying. I was trying to get it ready so I could show you guys like a prototype. This needs glue. So I was rushing. You know how it is. There we go. Okay. So yesterday I got some things from Amazon, and I got these screen protectors for my phone, and I thought they were glass, and they weren't. They're soft. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, those are gonna do no good, but I'll keep them and use them, and then I'll get rid of them when, you know, it's time. I was bummed. Let's see which one I want to pick, because I've got 4 of those here, and I don't want that one. It's got way too much white in it from the paper. I think this one will be probably the best, and then we'll use, on the outside, we'll use the rest of this to create a, you know what, I'm going to cut this with my cutter again. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. How wide is this card? Let's see. I'm going to try to be so, you know, exact here, which is funny. If you know me at all, that's kind of funny. So this is 4 and, I don't know, almost 4 3/4. Okay. So you know how I am about rulers. I'm not great with them. I admit it. I admit it. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to do this at, I think, at about 4.5. That should give me, maybe I should do it at 4. That'll give me more room. Okay. All right. And then let's double check. Is that still too big? Oh, I was off. Okay. So that's still too big. All right. Good. 3. Let's do 3.5. So this pocket will be 3.5. How about if we don't put it down there? 3.5 inches wide. There. Okay. Doesn't matter which way I go, it's going to be fine. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit these edges. I probably should, like, I don't know, round these corners a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make them pretty. Let's do it with the pink one. Okay. There. You know, I love to have the backside brown, just in case anybody looks inside their pocket, heaven forbid, and they see white. That drives me crazy. I know nobody probably ever does, but you guys know me well enough by now. So I'm going to use this bottom line as my guide. And then on this, I'm going to use like this line and then almost touching that line, and I think that should be about good. And we're just going to do the edges. Okay. All right. There we go. And there we go. And I'm going to do my little squeeze just to make sure I have a little give on my pocket. Okay, so there we go. And there is the third style of how you can do these. So, what time is it? 27. Not bad. We got 3 made. They're pretty quick, actually. I think I'll do one more because I wanted one with this paper Vanessa sent me. I really like this paper. This might be the one that I decorate because I think I may put this one in my Blue Romance journal that I'm going to start, that I keep talking about, that I have yet to start. Yeah, that one. Anyway, you're all probably like, yeah, sure you're going to start it. Yeah, we've been hearing about it now for over a month. I've got so much going on, you guys, to be honest, that I'm a little stretched right now. That's the only reason I haven't started it. Okay, before I fold this permanently, how wide is this going to be, Tara, honey? Okay, we're good. Just making sure. Okay, I took that one over a little more than I do normally, but that's okay. Ugh, I like this paper. I love the blues and the greens. It just grabs my eyeballs, you know? And then, no, we're not doing that again. We're just grabbing the paper cutter. Bringing her out here. Yep. Get this part. And I'm going to use this edge right here as my guide, and that way I'm not crooked. All right. Sorry, that was loud. Okay. So cute. And look at that pretty inside. The pink's beautiful. Beautiful. Ooh, you know, if I fold this right, that might cover that whole... It'd have to go up too high, huh? To be... Well, not kind of. I mean, that would be a pretty cute pocket, but I think it'll be okay. I'll put, I don't know, I'll put something there. Well, that's going to be cut away anyway. Duh. Okay, so we'll cover that. I'm going to make this one have the second style that we did with the extra little bit of pocket because I like that style. better than having it blunt up against it. So I'm going to cut this with about 1/2 inch or so. Do both sides. All right. You could even tear this if you wanted to make it even. There. Aw, look. I still have this to use. That's cute. I might use that on the inside as that patch over this part. That would be so cute. If I could do it. If I could do it right. Oh, it doesn't quite cover. Darn. Could cut the tail end off and do it as a triangle. I mean a diamond. We'll see. I'll think of something. You know me. Okay. Get on there, the right spot. Come on. Don't you hate when you're waiting for an Amazon order and it's sitting in shipping mode and like you have a couple of different things and the other thing is already shipped? Like, okay, like there's multiple items and one item is already shipped and out for delivery, and then the other 2 or 3 items are sitting there waiting to be picked up. Don't you hate that? I'm in that quandary today where I ordered and it's just 2 or 3 things. The 3 other items are just sitting there waiting to be picked up. At least last time I checked. And now I'm going to do that little miter thing again. That seems to really help for me. Like I said, you don't have to. I don't like fighting with that corner to get it to fold down. I would rather just trim it off. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without, like I said, shaking like a leaf. I'm so shaky. I said that one day to Courtney, and he hates when I say anything negative about myself. He's very sweet, you know, but he gets very rationally upset with me when I say anything mean. He thinks I'm being negative, you know. And so one day I was saying, oh, I shake so bad, you know, and I was commenting on that. And he goes, no, you don't. Don't say that. And I'm like, honey, I do. I shake like my dad. I've shook my entire life. I go, I'm not being negative. He goes, oh, well, I just didn't like being negative. And I said, I know. He's funny. He's so sweet to me. He's so protective, even of me with me, you know. He really is. Okay, this one is a little bit off on my fold, so I'm going to fix it. I hope I fixed it and didn't make it worse. Aw, I like this one. It's so cute. Thank you for these papers, Nessa. Okay, so I love that pink. It's so pretty. I hope now that I've made my lighting a little more bright, you guys can see the colors. I noticed the other day that the colors that you guys were seeing just sucked. And I'm like, that's not good. I am not using that. I'm using that over here. This one, I could use this outer piece, you know. I do like it when things match. Like on the inside, it's the pink, so you know what I mean. I do like that. Got to get this the right size, though. So I want the flap that's going to tuck in to be about 1 inch or so. And then this part to be, of course, wider. And let's go ahead and okay. I wonder, would it look good if I did these corners or something. I don't want to do that one. That one makes it look like a ticket, and I don't want it to look like a ticket. I'm going to give it a try. If I hate it, well, too late. Too late. I think it might be pretty. Okay, now, and then this little guy. Let's see if I do the two corners that are going to be on the opposite side over there. Okay. I don't think it needs to be this long. No. About like that. About like there. Should do it. Okay. All right. Now. And again, just smushing down my glue. Laying this side down on top of it, like so. I hope I got that long enough. I did. Okay, I'm gonna make sure you're straight. Looks pretty straight. And I'm going to probably put like a flower or a word or something right there. Or stamping, something. Because it looks like it needs it. And then also on this one. So that it kind of goes. Should I do it like that? I think I'll do it this way. You do want to get your edges when you're giving this. I'm not going to measure on this one because it's pretty wide. I think we'll be fine. Okay. Now watch me be wrong. Learn my lesson if it is. I think it's okay. Let's double check, shall we? Yeah, we'll be okay. There's that one. Now, like I said, I think I'm going to put like, I don't know, a flower or some words or something fun. This is very botanical looking, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use, but I have these. I don't know if they fit. Let me look. I have these little ones, and they're botanical. They've got a lot of, and some of them are small. If I can find, like this one here would look good. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to put that. Just for decoration. Okay. Little butterfly. I wonder if my Tim Holtz stamps, if I have something in that would look good on here. Let's check, shall we? I'm going to grab them. Let me put this lid back on so I don't spill these. I've spilled these too many times, and boy, is it a hassle to pick them up. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's terrible. They're just right here behind me. This could be fun. I hope. I hope there's something on here that might look cool. I wonder if that bird would fit. He's cool looking. Or there's another butterfly. And I could do it in a blue ink, so it would match our background some. Okay, let's see. Let's try. I think this guy's too tall, but this one might fit. Okay. Yep, he does fit. I know he's another butterfly, but I like it. We've got our blue. Just grab. Okay. Should be good. Should be good. I'm going to stand up and make sure I get this as straight as I can. I hope I'm on there. Yay! Doesn't match as well as I thought it would. Oh well, it's fine. I'm not going to berate myself, right? That's just silliness to spend time and effort doing that. Okay. You know me. I'm always trying to be... Okay, then this was what I was worried about. We did glue it a little tiny bit to fix that. And I wonder... No, it won't fit now. I should have done it before. That's okay. Okay, so... Since this is all so botanical, I'm going to look at, let me see, what do I have in here? I have these different Tim Holtz cards and stuff like that, and I'm wondering, I heard a big boom outside. I don't know what that was, but these are too yellowy. They don't match. Maybe we can find something. Nope. I'm just looking through this stack of stuff here. See, it's all too yellowy. This pink, I'm going to have to use... Give this a little bit of a grungy look here to match the front. This paper's kind of a, like I said, a magazine type paper, so it grabs that ink in an interesting way with kind of a sheen on it. I wonder what I'm going to use to decorate this puppy. Send me some vibes. Not that you can, you're not with me yet. I'm only 2 days ahead of you guys on this one. I like to do all of my folds and stuff. I like that. Let's darken this front too so it's all got the right feel to it. It's very bright. Oops, I'm seeing a crooked cut here. There we go. I think I'm going to grab my vintage photo and just go over the white of this paper slightly and kind of yellow it a little bit. Not a lot, but like I said the other day, I don't have any new ink on this. I haven't dipped it in. So it's just the what's on the sponge, just in case I leave this open and floating. There. Grunge it just a little bit. Okay, better. Now, I'm also gonna hit this a little bit more. Okay. I wonder how I would do in here. Most of this is probably going to be decorated or covered. So I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking, to be honest. I'm just talking. I'm looking and going, I had like a, kind of like a, one of these that had the pink. Well, this one has it a little bit. Oh, here it is. Wait, maybe? That one's got a green to it. Oh, there we go, because there's pink right there, see? Or these guys could, look at that. That's cute. And it's got the butterflies on it. Love my page strips, but this one is going to be a little tuck spot. I do believe for, yeah, I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to have like a little tuck so it can have something in it. Now we're starting to cook with some gas. I'm starting to get a little bit of a visual. That's cute. And for crooked, look at that. I'm like, oh, wavery, wavery, wavery. Okay. I'll go as far over as that will allow me. That's pretty centered, huh? That's good. Don't be crooked. I have, Cordy and I, we always watch, like we have our certain shows we'll watch till we watch them through, streaming them, you know, and lately one of the shows we've been watching is Chico and the Man. And that song is going through my head and I can't get it out. I keep wanting to start singing that song. It's so funny. Let's see. Okay. I was just looking to make sure. I think this one is the one I'm going to use because of the, I have a smaller one here, but I like the height on that one for the side. And then this could also be, I'm trying to decide which side I want to trim off. I could do like, I don't know. I could do partial butterflies, like cut them in half. That would make it short enough. I'm going to use my cutter because I see a crooked edge because I cut these by hand. I know that. Let's see. This little side here is a bit uneven. Okay, and then I think I'll cut these. I hope I'm right. Am I in the right spot? Just to get like that edge of the page kind of look. Oh, I hope this is right. Be right, be right, be right. Let's see. Ah, just shy of the center. Just shy. Oh boy. There we go. That's pretty close. That's pretty close right there. can do either a little pocket at the top. We could do another tuck spot from the side. Which side do I want to do? You know what? I think I might go ahead and, yeah, tweak these corners. And do it like that so you can tell this is a tuck, okay? I don't really want to do it in like an thumb index thingy. Okay, like so, up against that edge. That way you have more space here. I was thinking, because we are going more with the botanical, maybe I'll do a little bit of stamping in the background and then cover it halfway, you know what I mean, with some stuff. Where is my, oh, there it is. This one's kind of stained up. Let me see. Let me grab one that's not quite so bad. This one's a little better. Now, which way is this? Right, upright. Like that. Okay. I think I'll use my Timber Brown for this because it's a little bit wet. A little wetter than this one because I've got to refill that one. So here, let's just do it like this. I was just thinking that if I did like a little stamping, and then I'm going to put the card over it. So the backdrop will have some stamps. That's what my brain is thinking. So we'll see how good it looks. I don't know. Agent 1929. Who out there remembers Chico and the Man? We've been watching it, so we've been reading up on Freddie Prince's story, and it's so sad. I mean, we all, if we were, you know, if you lived during that time, you kind of know his story, that it was, you know, he committed suicide in front of his agent came over to see him, and he ended up, I guess, from reading up on him a little bit, I read that he kind of would, you know, he was suffering from depression, but he also was being given Quaaludes by his doctor. And after his death, his mother and his wife actually got a sentencing or got a case, like went through the courts on his behalf, defending him because he'd been given too much medication and it had exacerbated his depression. But he also, I guess, liked to play, like, there was an article I read that he liked to play Russian roulette with his friends and stuff, and that was, you know, possibly part of it, but that also before he did it, he had called family members and said his goodbyes to them. It's just so sad. It's like, you know, I couldn't help but think, I wonder if he had, you know, less medication in his system, if he would have done the same thing, or if that, you know, caused it, you know, or encouraged that depression to exacerbate to that point. It was just very sad because he was so talented and he was such a funny kid, and, you know, it's just very sad. It's always sad, though. It wouldn't matter who it was. It would be a sad situation. I'm just kind of going around randomly doing this. Like, see, these are just going to stick out underneath like that. So you're not even going to see the whole thing at all. But it'll at least give you the illusion. of having the stamping. Oh, that one I didn't get over far enough. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Let's see here. Let's do the bird. We have not done the bird. You won't see the bird, but you'll see the top of him. So we'll put him over here as well. You know, I love to have things match, so maybe some of him will show on the front. This one's kind of a big one. Let's do this one. It's Field Notes. We'll put that one right in the center here. I'm probably going to cover these as well, but oopsie. I've been dying to use these stamps. Can you tell? I'm just finding an excuse to use them because I wanted to play with them. Okay. I like the build up though, where you overlap them a little bit. That's fun. Let's do this one. What's this one say? Oh, figure 1 and 2. I already did the bigger one. Oh wait, let's do this one. These will probably get covered mostly on the front too, but I'm just throwing them up there. Okay, so let's glue this guy in now. And then I'm going to find something. I think I'll try and do that centered more. So this guy's getting completely covered. Way too much glue right there. Okay. All right. Oops, I wanted that more up. Darn it. There we go. So you can have this as a triple. This is 3 pockets. 1, 2, 3. And then you got your front. You could actually, if you wanted to make this a floater, you could attach a paper clip somehow to the back, you know, like a hidden paper clip, and put another pocket in the back, or a writing space. We could do a writing space and just have it be inside of a larger pocket. What time is it? Okay. Gosh, it took me forever just to do some stamping. I'm looking to see if this is... Oh, good, it dried. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping in the front here. I should probably cover that. Duh. Because this is covered in plants and stuff, I kind of like the... just having the stamping on it. I think that's kind of fun. Don't do it backwards and upside down. There we go. Don't want to do that. Okay. What's one I haven't used yet? I'll say one thing for these. They are really attached to their background. These rubber They're funny. They're made very well, is the point. Book number 710. Yeah, I have no idea what half of these say, so it's kind of fun to figure that out. Figure 1 and 2. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them I haven't used yet. So this is almost like a little botanical folder, the way I'm doing it. I mean, this couple could be the ones, they're the botanists who go out and work on the field, you know what I mean? You never know, right? Could be. It could happen. Let me see. I'm looking to see if I have any... No, that's a Strauss ready-made clothing. That doesn't go. But you never know what I've got here. Nope, that's too big. That could be a card that goes inside of it, though. That's cute. I'm going to move some of these so that I can see what's underneath. Oops, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to drop stuff. I had like, oh, here's another one I had that was pink that I like. This one could go right up there. I'm not going to do this as a, I don't think, maybe it could be a pocket at the top. So as you can see, you can glue in as many pockets as you like. And I'm just going to, I think I will. I think I'll make this another pocket. Of course, this bottom one is going to actually fit unless I cut that half off and make it a small pocket that sits at the top. Let's see. Let's do that. Why not, right? Little mini pocket up at the top. I love mini pockets. And I love when pockets are stacked on top of each other too. Like so. I didn't use any gold in this yet. Did you notice that? Now, what I was thinking, I want to have something there. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put there, but I would like to put something. Let me see. Do I have anything that's more... So these are Tina. Most of this is Tina's. A lot of it isn't, I guess, when I look at it. But, I mean, so much of it is that I associate this drawer with Tina's stuff. A lamp, glass, and fishing tackle warehouse. No, that's not going to go. I was looking to see if I have anything that implies, like, botanical, you know. Machinery. No. What's this one? Nope. Machine wrapped bread. Huh. I could have sworn I just saw something that would have fit there. Now I don't know what it was. I wonder if there's any more goodies in here that would look good down here. Just, I could put a little person down there. That would be cute. Maybe make a scene here. There's my little guys. They're in this drawer. And I have a piled up mess on my desk as usual. I was thinking if I had a gentleman who would kind of match that time frame, or one that has like 2 of them or something. No, he's too tall. Too tall. I would kind of have to build. What time is it? Oh, going too slow, T. Put something here. Oh, wait. That'll be fun, I think. Too tall. I need a flat one. See, that is what I love about these little mini collages. They can decorate an entire scene just like that. And they're so daggone cute. He can lean right there. Look at that. Adorable. If anybody's wondering why I'm running this over, just in case, I like this sepia kind of look more than the bright black and white. So I think, which one should I use? This one or this one? I kind of like this one because it's got green in it. And this one has these other gentlemen. I guess they could be investors in the adventure. I don't know. I want him to be able to lean on top of it. And of course, we're going to give him, perfect. I'm going to glue him to this right here, just on the edge there, with his little elbow leaning right there. Come on, try. And that way, I can see exactly that they're fitting, you know. And I am also going to draw with my woody stick here. We're going to put, do I want black or brown to give a little bit of pavement there? I think the black will be okay because I use that dark timber brown and it's pretty deep, so I think it'll be all right. I kind of like black. It gives it a pavement appearance, and then when I use brown, it looks more like dirt. I just, when I'm using this to give a platform for the person to stand on, I just kind of scratch it sideways, and then I grab a brush. Always, anybody who's watched me long enough knows I get a tiny bit of water, just the littlest a bit, and get the brush a little bit wet. And you just use a smaller brush. This brush probably even big kind of for this. And then I just skid it across like so. So it gives the illusion of pavement or dirt for them to be standing on. I, of course, if you watch me, you know I got this from Carrie the Crafter, who never liked when people were just floating in the air. And I saw the logic and picked up on his trick, and I love it. So that's what we do. That's what we do. And then this little guy's going to go here. I'm trying to hurry because we are past our time as usual. Because you know, once I start decorating, I get goofy, you know. That is a lot of glue I just shot out of there. Okay. enough already. There. There, you guys. There's my little piece. I did more decorating on the inside of it than I did on the outside. But y'all get you get the gist, right? And then I will probably take some more of the Tim Holtz cards that I have wherever I stuck them. Oh, I'm sitting on them. Here we go. I'll probably take, you know, some of these and, you know, tuck them in. I'm just grabbing right now. These aren't the ones I'm going to use. And just find little smaller cards. Well, this is still too big. But, you know, little smaller cards to put on the sides. And then you have your little, oops, you have your little thing. If I can get it to tuck. Ah! I told you if you get it too long, it's harder to tuck it in. There we go. Okay, I think I glued this wrong. Remember, this is the one I was like, oh, it's close enough. I don't need to worry. Blah, 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 blah. If this happens to you like it happened to me, just run. There we go. A little piece of slimline of something into there. Okay, really, Tara? There. I told you I embarrassed myself. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I might add some stuff to the front just for fun, but I might not, because this paper is glorious. Vanessa, thank you. And just those stampings kind of give you the idea of, you know, the botanical. I may add a few more stamps for fun, and then when you open it, you see, I'll probably add a stamp there, maybe a few on the edge, little things, you know, to kind of give it more flair. But anyway, that is my little trifold folder. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you felt inspired. I think I left this too long on this piece because it's catching when I fold it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you'll give these a try, and let me know in the comments if you do. Have a wonderful week. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.